What's good, YouTube? Hopefully everybody is having a What's good, YouTube? It's VexReacts, and I'm back with another reaction video. And as you can see by the title, today we are checking out why everyone hates BlackPink. And I want to start doing more of these type of videos, late night videos. I should be dropping this late night, but I want to do more of these late night videos, maybe some commentary videos going forward. I'm just trying to get more creative when it comes to my K-pop content. Obviously, early in the morning, I want to drop like 3 K-pop reactions, but I also want to work in other stuff. Like, I seen some of y'all enjoying the K-pop dance practices. We will continue those. I want to do song covers, etc., etc. But right now, we're going to be checking out why everyone hates BlackPink, and I have a sneaky suspicion that it has to do with this tour that they just announced, you know, and the tour that they are going on, because, like, from fan perspective, it doesn't make sense. You know, it low-key kind of feel like a money pool. And I talked to my sister. She was a huge K-pop stan before I was, and she kind of felt the same way. But I haven't actually seen clips of the tour and stuff like that. So I do want to see what this video has to say about it, and maybe we could check out some other videos. And if you have any opinions or comments down below, keep them respectful, obviously, but I want to know what y'all think as well. I honestly love BlackPink. I feel like they all have the ability to be amazing solo artists, but I would love to see them thrive and drop more music as a group. That's my only fixation with BlackPink. I feel like they could be so much better if they drop more group music, but I know that they are in an era where it's wild, you know? So let's get into this video and see what we got.
Why does everyone hate BlackPink now? It seems that since their hiatus and venture into solo careers, there's been a palpable online dislike of BlackPink. I remember a time on the internet where you couldn't say anything bad or even slightly critical about BlackPink without being swarmed by their army of fans.
Yeah.
Now the tables have turned and the critics are louder than ever. I consider myself a BlackPink neutralist. Their songs to me were either kids bop or just a nice pop song. No in between. That's the scale I rank them on. And while
hold up. You telling me we are comparing BlackPink to kids bop? That's how we, hold up. Am I tripping? I didn't get kids bop whenever I was checking out BlackPink. Maybe we got to check out their full discography. It's not like they got a ridiculously lengthy discography. We might do a BlackPink deep dive. I know I want to check out BTS deep dive because I've been in the K-pop space for about 2 years, going on 3 years, and I still haven't deep dove into BTS, and I feel like they about to have a comeback. Right now might be around the time that I need to do that. We just came off of P1 Harmony. Are we still checking out a little bit of P1 Harmony? But I think BTS, I got to work them in there. I know they just came back for military service and stuff like that, but I just want to check out as much as I can and, you know, keep it authentic and really and do it in an enjoyable way and walk down the timeline. So if anybody got any recommendations, I already checked out the guide and I know the guys already and stuff like that just because they legends. But I do want to check out the music and variety shows, funny moments, stuff like that. And I know some people be sending stuff in the Discord, but I just haven't had time to get to it. But I'm motivated and I'm hyped and I'm excited, but I've never really compared them to Kids Bop. I didn't know that was even a comparison that could be made, but dang.
A little more out of their solo careers. At best, I think all their solo material has been middling thus far. My favorite solo release is still New Woman by Lisa. I know Rosé has been seen as the breakout star with her mega hit with Bruno Mars, but not
even just the hit, bro. The whole project, bro. I'm not gonna lie, Rosé's project, banger. Lisa had some hits on her project too. I felt like she could have put a few less songs on there. I even felt like Jennie's project was super good. I still listen to a lot of the songs on that project on repeat. So Jisoo, I felt like she had a short project that was really safe and enjoyable. 2 English songs, 2 Korean songs. It was nice, but I think she could have gave us a little bit more. But I feel like whenever you give less, it's a little bit harder to miss, in my opinion.
Get behind APT, and her album sounded too much like Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo. There are some decent songs.
I disagree, but that's just me. And I listen to Olivia, but I haven't heard a full Olivia project. I haven't heard a full Taylor project. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm unseasoned. Maybe I need to get more seasoned. Maybe we got to check out some of that over on the second channel. Some Selena Gomez, things like that. If you don't know, Vex 2.0, the second channel. And for y'all, I'm going to be talking in these late night videos. I'm going to be giving my full authentic. So if these not for you, these not for you. I'm just trying to be creative and have fun.
And our album sounded too much like Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo. There are some decent songs on there though. But I still remember when one song in particular from our album came on, I was like, this is Taylor Swift. Like I had to do a double take. It is just a pure imitation of Swift. And more or less, I feel like all the BlackPink members have really struggled to find their niche as solo artists. Some more than others. And perhaps they are better together, but will the popularity they had be sustained once they do come back together? Let's take a look at some of the controversies that have arisen during their hiatus and ventures into solo stardom. Two members of BlackPink performed at Coachella in 2025, Lisa and Jennie. Jennie, however, got completely trashed for her lack of breast support when she did sing, but she mostly got trashed for not singing at all and having poor stage presence. Meanwhile, Lisa's performance pretty much got ignored, and I think both reactions signify their weaknesses as performers outside of a group setting. When you're in a group, it's easier to camouflage your weaknesses on stage and have someone pick up your slack. That's not to say the ladies of BlackPink can't perform, because they certainly can, but clearly they need to work on navigating the stage as soloists. Meanwhile, Lisa
I like the critique. It's always room for growth. I feel like sometimes they be overworking themselves in terms of like behind the scenes, and I don't even know all of the stuff behind the scenes, but like whenever Jennie dropped her project, I noticed that I seen a lot of videos and I'm like, how does she even have time to do all of that? Same thing with Rose. It was so many videos. I'm like, how does she even have time to do this much content? With Lisa, I wanted more like content because it seemed like she wasn't trying as hard in terms of the rollout compared to the other members. I think Jisoo kind of went under the radar in my opinion when it came to the solo projects, but if people do have the critique of their stage presence solo, I think that does, if it's a consensus that everybody coming through, that's something that we got to explore going forward, and I think it could make them better artists, you know, going forward.
At her moment in the fire with her 2025 Oscars performance, where she was met with criticism for her weak stage presence, lipped vocals, and some would say her misplacement. Her performance just felt very random. Here's the thing, BlackPink have never really been singers, that's not their appeal. Sure, the members can hold a tune here and there, but they are more about their energy as a pop star in the pop star package rather than the vocals, so it doesn't surprise me that they've lipped a lot. However, I think the criticism towards their vocal ability would be lessened if the overall performances were better. More controversy arose for the entire group once clips of multiple members saying the N-word hit the internet. Jennie, Lisa, and Rosie all have videos of them singing the N-word very casually in multiple songs. I will say the group's silence concerning these videos is awful. Even if they didn't mean the usage in a harmful intent, you have to recognize the usage, especially given that they have all benefited from black culture and black music. They have many songs where they are trying their hand at rapping and make AAVE sound like Kids Bop. I think the least they could have done is acknowledge this controversy. Then there was a misunderstanding.
And I literally said in my, if you're not over on Twitch, feel free to follow on Twitch, but I literally said that all of these K-pop idols have the exact same PR moves when it comes to stuff like this. Either they not gonna respond because people go forget about it, because people go forget regardless, you know what I'm saying? And that's with anything on the internet. Some people won't forget. Like some people obviously go continue to hold it over your head, but at that point they doing more beneficial work than negativity, because even though they feel like they trying to hold you accountable, if they under every single post and they continuously badgering you about it, then they just adding more, like the algorithm don't know the difference between love and hate, you know. As long as it got people's attention, that's all they want. So the best thing that you could do is not support and not comment and not show any type of, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to send a statement. It's just like with these CEOs. The best thing that you could do is not buy it all, you know? Sitting up there giving attention and all of that stuff is just PR, it's publicity. But honest to God truth, like, I knew they was either not gonna say nothing at all, or the company was gonna give a PR statement where they basically apologize if they got enough pushback. But I feel like, I don't know, that was crazy. That was wild. I'm not gonna lie. And honestly, it's so many people's fault, from the company to BlackPink and so forth. You know, like, I know they double check and make sure everything's straight before they put out content. So it's lots of people's fault, and it shouldn't even got to the point to where it got out. Number one, they shouldn't have said it, but it shouldn't have got to the point to where it even got out. Like,
to a controversy that led Lisa of BlackPink to get backlash when she attended the Met Gala, with the theme being black tailoring. It was mistaken that Lisa had a picture of Rosa Parks on her underwear, which many deemed disrespectful and inappropriate. But it was later cleared up that it was not Rosa Parks. In a statement to Vulture, a spokesperson for Henry Taylor, an artist who collaborated on the BlackPink star's Louis Vuitton look with Pharrell Williams, clarified that no civil rights pioneers were featured on Lisa's look whatsoever, despite online backlash that occurred when people mistakenly believed that Parks' image had been displayed on her underwear. The figure featured in Lisa's Louis Vuitton look is not Rosa Parks, but one of Henry's neighbors, the rep said. Jisoo is the only one that hasn't been caught in a line of fire, but the overwhelming conversations about BlackPink have been pretty unfavorable over the last year, which leads us to the music. I was mostly looking forward to Lisa's solo work because it appeared—
me too, bro. She dropped so many bangers leading up to the actual project coming out. From the New Woman, what was it? Oh my gosh, bro. She was dropping bangers, bro. Like religiously. The Doja Cat song was crazy. Rosalia was crazy. She had so many bangers.
That she would be headed in the left field pop territory. But her debut album, Alter Ego, proved—
I feel like her problem with her project was, I feel like she didn't do the best job at showcasing Alter Ego, and I thought that's what I was gonna get. Like, my biggest critique was I felt like the track list and energy that Jennie gave was giving more Alter Ego than Lisa's, in my opinion, you know. But I will say she did drop some bangers on there. Dream is one of my favorite songs from that project. She did an amazing job on that.
To be middling, safe, and at times downright irritating. All gloss, no fire. Also on her song Born Again with Doja Cat and Ray, Lisa sounds like the featured artist. I think that Jennie probably had the most consistent release with her album Ruby. It's not reinventing the wheel and it's not all that interesting, but she does show a bit of personality and ventures off in a way that is unexpected for a BlackPink member, toying with a lot of R&B sounds. Extra L with Doechii is a decent song. Rosé had a massive hit with—
Decent? Okay, maybe I'm just—
with APT.
I'm too deep in the
But
K-pop
in hindsight,
space.
it seems like a lot of that interest was carried by the People's Prince, Bruno Mars. She has struggled to recapture anything that comes close to the success of APT. It's not a bad song, but it does ride a very thin line of being a novelty song. Like, if she wasn't Rosé from BlackPink and Bruno Mars wasn't featured on it, at its core, it sounds like a textbook silly one-hit wonder song. Her other songs seem to ride too close to the Swiftian rule of pop. She adds nothing interesting to that style of pop either. Jisoo's EP Immortage is pretty typical inoffensive dance pop. So they've all had some big successes as solo artists, but no one has clearly emerged as a breakout act that has built singular legions of fan support.
Yeah.
That's not to say that never will happen, but it has.
I feel like that takes
time. And that
time.
leads us to them as a group. K-pop has experienced a decline in popularity. Sales of physical albums declined for the first time in 9 years in 2024.
Bro, but I'm not gonna lie, physical albums are gonna tank in every industry for the simple fact that times are different, bro. Like, obviously, I feel like in K-pop, people buy more albums and physical copies and stuff like that than any other genre of music. And I could be completely wrong because I haven't checked out every genre of music. But I feel like the fact that you can literally go out, like you could literally just go online and listen to the music on an app, then why would people want to go out the way to buy unless it's just literally to directly, you know, like support the artist, which I feel like K-pop stans do a great job at, for the simple fact that they have a little bit deeper connection to the artist. But even in Western music, physical copies and album sales have went down because people don't consume music the same way, you know? Like, people don't buy physical copies. People not selling they mixtapes out the back of their car no more when they could just upload it onto YouTube. Like, it's literally easier than ever to just make music and upload it now. So people ain't buying physical copies. Like, even if I got a physical copy, the only place that I can play it as a person who's bought physical copies is the car. And like, you got to have the physical copy in the car to play it, and you got to remember to play it. Like, it's just, when whole time all you got to do is Bluetooth it to the car and play it like that. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I feel like it's one of those vanity metrics. It's not like, I don't think it holds as much weight as people think. even though like a physical copy sale count as more like plays and sales from like music stat perspective.
Sales of physical albums declined for the first time in 9 years in 2024, as reported by a Korean magazine. Data from the Korea Music Content Association, Circle Chart, has revealed that physical album sales dropped to 98.9 million units last year from 120.2 million in 2023. The things with pop groups in general is that it is a very cyclical lifestyle for an artist, and groups come and go in waves.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if BlackPink will continue to stick with their K-pop branding and style of videos and music, or venture out and bring some of their solo essence to the group.
I think they should stick with the K-pop vibe. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that they should try to switch it up too much, which they might try and switch it up with the emergence of Cat's Eye and things of that nature, but I am interested to see what they got going forward. What do y'all think BlackPink's next move should be? What do you think would improve the experience? And honestly, I think them locking in on the music and just really focusing on creating a good project. Drop a damn album, get in there and turn y'all ass off in terms of performance. Get on stage and perform the shit like you know you could perform it, and you'll be good, in my opinion. That's what I think. I thought Jump, they just released a song called Jump. I thought it was smooth, but I thought it was literally like one of those songs that's meant for performing because they are on a world tour. But I do feel like the world tour was not the best timing, and really, the only thing that they can do on the world tour is perform older songs, the one new song Jump, and then some solo stuff. But it's like they've already performed some of the solo stuff, and I don't know. It's just like I feel like Blinks are gonna support because it's BlackPink, and you know they got we grew up with them. You know what I'm saying? Or people grew up with them. And that's all good and dandy. But if you want to keep your core fan base and continue to thrive, I feel like you got to put that work in. And not to say that they don't put the work in, but I feel like sometimes they stretch themselves a little bit too thin. But I want to know y'all's opinions down in the comment section below. And do y'all want more like late night videos like this where I just find videos and because I feel like this will remind me of like when I first started reacting. I would just find random videos and stuff like that. But I think we go do late night videos like this, interesting videos to just drop on the channel going forward. But until next time, peace and love always.